Hey everyone, what goes on? Matt Attack here. And welcome to the 28th vlog of my channel. And as you can see, I have a little whiteboard here with me. And that is because I'm going to, and it says right here, drawing my life. Because I'm going to tell you exactly how my life has been going before YouTube. And why I decided to start on YouTube. So without further ado, let me erase the title of the video. Here we go. Alright, so let's get started. So I was born into this world on December 20th. On December 20th of 1998. And to be honest, this is my actual birthday, but according to what my mom told me a few years ago, I would have been born on the 28th of December in 1998, but instead I was born 8 days early on the 20th, which is 5 days before Christmas time, so obviously I'm a Christmas person. Anyway, let's see. So by the time I was 2 years old. Alright, so by the time I was 2 years old, my mom and dad and mom, they each went their separate ways by divorcing. And I honestly did not realize they had divorced until I was at least 6. And that was a pretty difficult time through my life. And the reason why I say it was difficult was because I always had to go back and forth to my mom's house and my dad's house. Let's see. By the time I was 8 years old, I was doing some stuff in public. Like I had done my first play at a big high school, and the play was known as Robin Hood. So that was when I was 8 years old. Let's see, by the time I was 10 years old, I was doing another play at that same school, and you may all know this movie as Cinderella. Now, I originally tried to go as the king or the prince in that play, but I was just one of the rich people who attended the ball and everything, so that was pretty depressing for me. Let's see, by the time I was 11 years old, let's see, yep, by the time I was 11 years old, I had started to do, well actually, this is, when I was 11 years old, I did my second year of dance, so I was obviously doing dance recitals and everything, but when I was 11, I had done 3 types of dance, and those 3 types of dances were jazz, hip-hop, forgot to do that right, there we go, hip-hop, and tap. These were the 3 different types of dances I was doing during my second year, but the first year I was only doing, there we go, the first year I did it, I was only doing jazz, And then I did another, when I was 12, I did only one type of dance again, and that was tap. So that was basically my, from the time I was about 8 to the time I was 12, I had done 3 different dance recitals. And then, let's see. Oh yeah. So when I was 13 years, 13 years old, my mom, I had to move away here to Henrico with my mom, and we settled down in a really small house. It had 3 bedrooms and everything, and I had to leave where we used to live, which was in King William. There you go, King William, VA, all the way down to Henrico, VA. VA stands for Virginia here in the U.S. So I had to go all the way from King William to Henrico. Now, normally that's an hour, at least 45 minutes to an hour and away from each other. But the only issue I had with having to move from King William is that all my friends who I ever knew during that time, I almost couldn't see them anymore. Oops. I couldn't see them anymore because I was moving and I never got a chance to actually see them again. But it turns out, over the years since I left, some of my old friends has been asking my stepsister, who is the same age as me currently, and she has been telling them how well I've been doing and everything, and I'm about to get into some of the things that might seem strange, but I can kind of handle it because this is my story. So, as I'm during August of 2012, when I was 13, I actually had to move away from home because of some things that someone was accused. Actually, you know what, I'll just say it. I had to move away from home in August of 2012 when I was only 13, and I was getting some treatment/help for things I could do when I turned 18. And that was basically, well, described in one word: independence. I had to learn to be more independent, do a lot of stuff. And at first I was doing okay when I was away from home. But during that time, when I say I was away from home, I was literally away from home for 3.5 years. So basically that means from August of 2012 through March of 2016. I was literally away from home from August of 2012 all the way to March of 2016. So from the time I was 13 to the time I was 17, I was away from home learning some independence skills and everything, which was actually starting to be okay for me, because not only was I learning independence, but I definitely got to meet a lot more friends in the community. And I currently, so far for friends, I currently have 2 friends by the names of Kevin and Fitzy. These 2 guys are my 2 closest friends I've had since I've come back home, and However, I did make some other friends when I was away from home, but I can't really see them anymore. But it did help open up my mind to try to make more friends and everything. And for one of my friends, who is Fitzy, wait, there we go, Fitzy, he, about 2 days ago, there we go, 2 days ago, I actually couldn't see him anymore after 2 days, for the past 2 days, or any time in the future. Well, I can still try to see him, but not as much as I used to, because he is currently away in another county as Chesterfield, and he doesn't really have a good way for me to call him to call me. I mean, he did call me back once when he was there, but he was starting to break up, and we wouldn't be able to talk as much, so he hung up, and then things, as I came back home, things were starting to do really well for me, because as a matter of fact, in June of 2016, which was last year, is when I graduated from high school. So I graduated from high school, and the craziest thing about graduating from high school is that I graduated at the age of 17 years old. There we go, 17 years old, and most kids can get out before then. Like I think, as far as I can have recalled, the latest rumor I've heard about graduating from high school early was at the age of 16. Some people, there's only been like maybe 10% of people who have graduated at 16. And as for 17-year-olds, I'm one of the like 25-30% that actually graduated at 17. And that was a pretty big jump for me. Now, even though I graduated at 17, come August, let me erase that part, there we go, August of 2016 is when I started in college, and so far I have done 3 semesters. Well, actually, scratch that. I kind of had to only do like 2.5 semesters. I would have finished this 3rd semester, but unfortunately I wasn't doing so well in college because even though I was trying my best to turn in some of the work, it was just so hard, to have to do the assignments. Like, all the assignments that my teachers were giving me were kind of hard, and I tried to think in my brain what could work and to the best of my ability, but it was always hard. So unfortunately, on Friday of last week, that was the last day I ever went to college, because I forgot to say, Friday of last week was, I believe, August 20th. No, not August, what am I saying? On October 20th of 2017, that was the last time I ever went to college that time, because I had to withdraw from the last class I was in. And, well, because like I said, school was just kind of too hard for me. But I kind of missed the most important detail of this story, and that was on December December, there we go, 26th of 2016 was when I made my first ever video on YouTube. But to be honest, yeah, so first, there you go, first YouTube video. However, I made my own YouTube account a little bit earlier than that. It was on November, there you go, November 29th of 2016 that I created my YouTube channel. Created YouTube channel. So that was a pretty big deal to me, and I went to YouTube because, like, most of my favorite things to do in my spare time is watch movies, play video games, do whatever. And if it wasn't, but during that time of when I first created my channel on November 29th of last year, at first I didn't know what to do. Like, I didn't know what I could do my channel on until on that day, December 26th, when I created my first video, there were some YouTubers who did inspire me to do these things on my channel. And the fact that I do these as hobbies. And there were some reaction channels who got me into doing reaction videos. And the first ever playlist I created, oops, not W. The first video I ever created was known as the Movietopia web series. There we go, Movietopia web series, and that was a big deal to me. Because Movietopia is basically based on movies that were only based on trailers for movies that have been released right after the day I created my first episode, which was just talking about what it would be. So then afterwards, I started to do other types of reaction videos. But it wasn't until a certain day of this year, I believe it was, I think it was around May. Yep. It was around May of 2017 that I started to do more than just reaction videos, and that was known as gaming videos. And there's been a lot of YouTubers who have actually inspired me to do that even after I created my channel. And those YouTubers consist of a few people. And you may know them as the big three gaming YouTubers, known as Jacksepticeye. He's the one YouTuber out of the big three gaming YouTubers that I have watched so much, even during the time when I was away from home. I didn't know about him until I think it was July of 2014. Yeah, July of 2014 is when I first found out about him. And by that time, he only had close to 1 million subscribers. He had close to 1 million subscribers by then. But now he currently sits at around 16 mil and is almost currently at 17 million. Hopefully he can reach that goal. But then we move on to the next YouTuber that kind of inspired me, and he's known as Markiplier. And he currently sits at almost 19 million subscribers, and I have to say, he's doing pretty good. But the next YouTuber that kind of inspired me, but out of these two, he has way more subscribers than them. And he even started early, 2 years earlier than them. And you may know him as the good old boy PewDiePie, who currently, as far as I know, sits at over 57 million subscribers. Like, that's insane. 57 million? A lot of people must really like him. And the greatest thing about these people is, like I said, these two right here started in, like, the year of 2012. And Jacksepticeye started in November of 2012. Markiplier started in March of 2012. And PewDiePie, like I said, he started 2 years before them. And he started around, I believe it was April of 2010. So like I said, it's been a few years since these guys started YouTube. It's been 7 years since PewDiePie has started YouTube, and he's like the #1 gaming YouTuber on the internet, and he's like the most subscribed person on YouTube, and has held a position to this day. And the one on YouTube on the top, Jacksepticeye, who is the one person I started to watch already, he actually got a shout out by PewDiePie, that caused him to actually gain a lot of subscribers over the years. And if it wasn't for PewDiePie, Jacksepticeye subscriber count would have slowed to a crawl within weeks after he reached 2,000. So, and Markiplier is the only one of the big three that has ever not only had some of his friends that he's played his games with, like, you can hear their voices, but he is also the only gaming YouTuber who has ever started with, in his videos, where you can see his friends who he's playing with in their webcams, like Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie. He was actually the one YouTuber who started to do that the most. So, it was pretty crazy. But enough about these really famous YouTubers. My video's almost about to end soon, and I just want to say, as for my subscriber count, I currently sit at a total of that's a 2. I currently sit at least a total of 110 subscribers. Oh, I didn't spell subscribers right, but that's okay. So like I said, when I first started out on YouTube, it took me, let's see, I started in November, so December, January, February, March, April. It took me at least 5 months after starting my channel to where I finally did get some subscribers, but I only reached like one sub. So basically 5 months of having my channel and having at least over close to 50 videos on my channel, and I finally got a sub. And that was crazy. But if it wasn't for some really nice people like Owen from It's Owen and Carm, forgot that one, I couldn't thank them enough. So they will help me get a lot of subscribers in the future. That's all for now in this episode, everyone. Of Blog, and if you like this vlog, just hit that like button, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and I will see all you dudes in the next video.